Hey everyone, welcome to Nim's Choco Fantasy. Have you ever tried making fresh homemade pasta? If not, you are in for a real treat. Trust me, guys, once you taste fresh pasta, it's really hard to go back to the store bought kind. The texture is softer, the flavor is richer, and the best part, it needs just two main ingredients with maybe a splash of water if required. Since it is freshly made, it cooks really quickly, just 2 to 3 minutes in salted boiling water, and it's ready to enjoy. For this recipe, I am using whole wheat flour. Not only it is a healthier option, but it also gives the pasta a lovely nutty flavor that makes it even more delicious. For making this pasta, you don't need a pasta machine. A simple rolling pin works perfectly fine. It may take a little effort, but it's absolutely worth it. So, without any further ado, let me show you how to make this whole wheat pasta. For this, we need 200 grams of whole wheat flour. Put the flour onto your work surface and make a well in the center. We'll be adding the eggs here and gradually mixing the flour into them to form our pasta dough. So here I am adding 2 eggs. Now, using a fork, gently whisk the eggs while gradually pulling in a little flour from the sides. Take your time with this step. It helps create a smooth dough without making a mess. Now, into this you can add about half a teaspoon of salt. Gently mix the eggs and slowly bring in the flour from the sides. Don't rush this part. Continue mixing until the eggs are no longer runny and a rough, shaggy dough starts to form. Once it looks like this, we'll use our hands to bring everything together. If the dough feels too dry and isn't coming together, add a little water at a time, just enough until you can knead it into a smooth, soft dough. One thing to remember is that every flour absorbs water differently, so add water gradually, only if needed, until you can knead it into a smooth dough. For me, it took about 1/4 cup of water, but remember, the amount can vary depending on the flour you are using. Knead the dough for about 5 to 10 minutes. This step develops the gluten and gives your pasta that perfect texture. Now wrap the dough in a cling film and let it rest in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Once the dough has rested, take it out from the fridge and cut it into two equal halves. This makes it much easier to roll out. Cover one half of the dough with the same cling film to prevent it from drying out and keep this aside. We'll be using the remaining half first. Sprinkle a little flour over your work surface and on the dough. Now gently start rolling the dough into a thin sheet. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The goal is to get it as even as possible and as thin as possible. While I continue rolling out the dough, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of my upcoming recipes. Coming back to the recipe, you can see that I have rolled the dough out nice and thin. It's almost see-through, and that's exactly what we are looking for. The thinner the dough, the more delicate and tender your pasta will be after cooking. Once you have rolled it out, let the pasta sheet dry for about 15 minutes. For this, I am hanging it over a rolling pin supported by two containers like this. After about 15 minutes, you can see that the pasta sheet has dried slightly. Carefully place it back onto your work surface. This slight drying makes it much easier to fold and cut without sticking together. Next, lightly sprinkle some rava or semolina all over the surface. This little step helps prevent it from sticking when we fold and cut it. Now gently fold the pasta sheet as I am showing here. Don't fold it too tightly, be gentle with it and avoid pressing it down too much so the pasta sheet doesn't stick together. Now cut the pasta into strips about half an inch wide. You can also make them a bit wider if you like it. It's completely up to you. Since I am making pappardelle, I am cutting it into strips about half an inch wide. If you are wondering what pappardelle is, it's a white flat ribbon pasta that's perfect for holding thick, rich and chunky sauces. So we are done with the cutting. Now gently separate and unfold the pasta strips. Since we had sprinkled rava earlier, the layers come apart easily without sticking to each other. See how easily I am opening the pasta. It's not sticking together. Just look at these beautiful pasta ribbons. It's hard to believe they were made from scratch with just a few simple ingredients. Once you have separated the pasta strips, place them on a plate that's been lightly dusted with rava or semolina. You can also sprinkle a little more semolina on top. This helps prevent the pasta from sticking together and keep each ribbon nicely separated. This is exactly what we are looking for. Whenever you are planning to make homemade pasta, don't hesitate to make a bigger batch. You can freeze the extra, and the best part is it tastes just as delicious later. To freeze it, lightly dust the pasta with semolina so it doesn't stick together. Arrange the pasta in a single layer on a large tray, making sure the strands are separated, and place it in the freezer. Once it is completely frozen, transfer it into smaller freezer bags for easy storage. That way, you will have fresh homemade pasta ready whenever you are craving it. As you can see, I am boiling the fresh pasta in salted water. I am using these beautiful pappardelle ribbons to make a rich and creamy mushroom sauce pasta. And that's how easy it is to make fresh homemade pappardelle pasta from scratch. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. If you give it a try, don't forget to share your experience in the comments. See you all soon in the next video with more yummy recipes and tutorials. Till then, bye bye.